I let it be known that anyone throwing anything out, I'm very happy to accept it and to make use of it. So I had this yesterday. This is a interesting motor. He says it goes. It's a motor with a gearbox on. But looking at the state of that wiring, he says it goes. Well, I'm not going to plug it in. I'll clean it up and see what we got. We got some pretty ancient stuff here. Who knows? Something here that looks like a digital comparator. Scales. Loads of what look like number and letter stamps. A really ancient welder, but that might be more interesting than it looks because it has a battery charging facility. I'll investigate that. And numerous other tools and interesting things. Here we have a very old, interesting scissor riveter. I've got a pair of those, but not of that quality. So let's, and here we have a pruning saw. I know someone that will want that. So we'll sharpen that up, and my niece will be very pleased, I'm sure. There's various other stuff, boxes on the floor here. Well, we'll investigate. I'll start off with the motor first. I'll clean that up and make it safe first of all. Well, the first item I've cleaned up is this very nice motor. And it's got a couple of brass plaques, but I don't think my camera will pick it up. Am I going further? Chest. Anyway, I'll read it out to you if you can't make that out. It says Klaxon Limited. I believe that's the same people who used to make the old mechanical acoustic horns for old cars and factories. Possibly. It says type AL7SB-RT5. It's 230 to 250 volt, 50 cycles, single phase, doesn't mark the horsepower. LBS 225. RPM 40, that's the final output. First gear ratio 3.89 and the second gear is 18. It's continuously rated. WS is 25/5. Winding is IND. And the serial number R12177. British made. 201 Holland Park, London, W2. So I think it is definitely to do with the Klaxon people. Anyway, there's some information there. You might like to have a little probe and investigate, Google a bit. And if you come up with anything interesting, leave it in the comments below. The second little plaque that's on there, and they're beautifully engraved by the way, is Nelson Research Laboratories, NS 1955. So that's the date of this. I've rewired it. I've got to make a little top to go over these connector block. But I put a decent bit of cable on and a proper decent plug on. And as you can see, it goes very nicely, nice and smooth. So it's a beautifully made piece of kit with an oil filler plug here and an oil watch glass, you know, oil level glass there. Well, I can think of several applications I can apply this to. But again, with that Nelson Laboratories, that might give us another clue as to its original purpose. Anyway, if you want to do any research, please do so. It'll all add to the interest. If you're not interested, then don't. But I've got a few good uses, perhaps you can suggest some. That's the first item. The next item I'd like to show you is what I've called this comparator. It's a vernier gauge or slide on this frame. It's cleaned up rather nicely. But is it a commercial product? I've seen these before. In fact, I've got a couple. But judging by the way this is manufactured, I would say this was produced for a specific job. I could be wrong, but by a good engineer or toolmaker of a kind. And it's designed to measure specific distances here, presumably. I've checked the battery in this little unit, and it was flat. And I put another one in and it's not currently working. I've cleaned the contacts and I've put some deoxit on them, hope to get them back, but currently it's not working. Worst case scenario, I could get a cheap one of these and just simply replace it, but I haven't got a use for. The only thing it's got on here is PST 14006, but this is a machined milled edge, I can see it is, and these are not exactly uniform harrisses on these feet. I think it's been produced. But if I'm wrong, you can let me know. But it's beautifully made. A little bit of a squeak, that's where I've been cleaning it. It's a bit dry. Wants a touch of WD on it. But isn't that nice? That's cleaned up quite nicely. Let's put that to one side. I'll put it down there. Ooh. Right, next thing is these riveters. Now these are really quality, they're very nice. They're made by George Tucker Eyelets Company Limited. Well, Birmingham. Where else, folks? The workshop of the world. There was just about every trade went on in Birmingham. These later, I believe, went over to the Emhart Technologies in Walsall Road, and all production went to Germany in 2013, I think. Sad, isn't it? Sad. But these are lovely quality, really lovely quality. There's many a Land Rover put together with these things, and you soon very much learn. I don't think they sell them, did they? Well, they probably do. But they come with a hell of a gift warning. These things take no prisoners, and if you pick them up wrong or handle them wrong, they'll bite back. I kid you not, many a blood blister has been got by one of these. Get your fingers trapped. Just to let that go, you can have your finger off almost. But this one, die casting or an aluminium casting, bronze handle, barrel body. That's a relatively modern day equivalent. But it's not a patch on that, is it? And they don't use bronze, do they? So I don't think you'll see one of these with made in China on it, will you? Incidentally, my own pair, well now I've got two. These two were made in Birmingham. Just about everything was made in the Midlands. As I say, workshop of the world. They say you can always tell a Brummie. There's another saying that says you can't tell them much. And I can vouch for that. But what a shame the way things have gone. Still, I'm on my soapbox again. What's the next item?